Alright, let's make some changes to some decks. So, first up, this Pack Song Pup. This is box 4, this is box 3, this is box 4. That's where Voya resides. Box number 4 at the bottom because V is the last letter of any deck I have. So what am I doing to Voya? Well, I want to put that. So I looked at as he slide down. This Voya 2, that's his. Okay, hang on, let me make this so it doesn't fall over. There we go, okay. So I was looking at Moxfield. I've got, what is it, 19 L's? 19 L's, 14 wolves. So I wanted to put another wolf in. Voya, of course, he's an easy deck to build. You buy Voya, you get some lands, and you stack up a bunch of elves and wolves, and you go to town. You can put some tricks in, you can do some other stuff, but that's pretty much it. Elves, wolves, and go to town. Beat face. 2 green, red, white for a 5/5 legendary wolf with Vigilance, Trample, and Ward 3. Fucking Ward 3. Whenever he attacks, you get X plus and plus encounters on every creature you control. That's the number of elves you control. And you draw a card for each wolf you control. So not my most imaginative deck. I do think I managed to make some additions beyond the standard, but that could be just me wishfully thinking. So what do I want to take out for this Paxton Wolf? Why do I want to put it in there? So like I said, I've got 19 L's, 14 wolves. I want to put another wolf in there. I was looking at this guy, and this guy is pretty good. So 2 mana for a 1/1 wolf. Beginning of combat in your turn, if you control another wolf or werewolf, he gets plus and plus encounter. Whenever he dies, he gains life equal to its power. Well, Voya, every time Voya attacks, this guy will get bigger if I have any L's at all, which I should. If I don't, something isn't working right, and I'm probably about to lose the game. So anyway, I want to put another wolf in, and what I noticed from looking over my Moxfield deck list, I have a lot of protection. I mean, a lot for what should be an aggro deck. So I think I can drop one of those. So let's take a look at what the protection suite is and decide which of these I can safely drop to increase the number of wolves I have. So most of my decks I have 1 or 2 pieces of protection and then some recovery. Voya, though, it looks like I have 5 or 6 pieces of protection, which seems kind of high. I did have something else. Yeah, I missed the heroic intervention. Let me go back through and pull that out. Let's see. It's funny that these two are together. It's hilarious. So, No Mate Shepherd and Soul Sculptor. It's a combo. It's a creature kill combo. So, Soul Sculptor, which nobody really plays. 1 in white, tap it. Target creature becomes an enchantment, loses all abilities until somebody successfully casts a creature. Plays a summon spell. No Mate Shepherd. Tap 4 and tap creatures you control, destroy target artifact or enchantment. So, once per turn, I can use Soul Sculptor, turn a creature into an enchantment, and it loses all abilities, and then, if I have enough creatures, I can destroy that enchantment. Haha! Yeah, kind of slow, but reliable. Effective. This has gone up a lot. When it became unbanned in Modern, oh crap, I think it's 20 euros now. I've got 2. I've got 1 in this deck. I've got 1 in my art binder. I believe I have 1 more. I can't remember for sure. Need to check my other decks. But if I have 3, I'm probably going to sell 1. I mean, why not? This is here so I can attack it with abandon. My creatures get bigger. The ones that are going to have a unsuccessful combat in that they would die and not kill anything that I want to see die, I'll just pull them out of combat. But they'll still get bigger, and if they're wolves, I will still draw cards. So, let's see. The other interesting thing about Voya is I only have 36. This is one of the lowest land decks I have. It only has 36 lands, but it has a lot of mana elves. And it seems to work okay. So I only have 5 pieces of protection, but still 5. So, Heroic Intervention, green. Permanent control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Well, I want to keep that one because it's green, and if I have green mana but not white, then I can still cast it. Lapse of Certainty is a counter spell. Of course, that spell goes back on top of the library of the person to cast it. So, it stops things for 1 turn. Sometimes it's all you need. So keep the counter spell. And then there's these. So the exile any number of target creatures and planeswalkers you control. So the creatures would come back and they would lose all the plus and plus encounters that they might have built up over time. But it will save my planeswalkers, and they would come back with additional loyalty. The creatures come back with additional +1/++ encounter. So if they had more than 1 +1/+ encounter, they get reset to an additional +1/+ encounter. But if Shalai and Halar are in play, if I Semester's End, and let me show you Shalai and Halar for those of you that might not know what this card does. I believe it's an angel elf. And of course it's in the other stack. That's just the way it works. I have to look at all the cards in order to find the one card I'm looking for. Yeah, look. There it is. Shalai and Halar. So, angelic elf. Whenever one or more +1/+ encounters are put on a creature control, they deal that much damage to target opponent. So if I Semester's End, if Shalai and Halar are in play, when those creatures come back, they'll get a +1/+ encounter. So Shalai and Halar trigger, and I deal basically damage for every creature I have to target opponent. So that's probably something I want to keep. That's probably a good idea. Clever Concealment. I can convoke it. Guardian of Faith. So it's a creature. Target creatures you control phase out. So he phases out my creatures. He doesn't protect my planeswalkers, lands, enchantments. Clever Concealment, though, protects any number of non-land permanents I control. So they phase out. So that's probably better. So I'm thinking I can go ahead and drop this Guardian of Faith. Of course, opens him up to another deck. I'm not building any other white decks right now, but perhaps Brago can employ him. He will go somewhere. So let's take out Guardian of Faith, put in Packsong Pup. That brings the number of wolves I have to 15. It's still not even. I wanted it even, but then when I was building the deck, it just didn't work out that way, and I accepted it. I thought, okay, this is fine. So that's the change to Voya. Let me put Voya away, and I'll do the next deck, which will be Kestia, the Cultivator. There's box number 4. Let's open box number 3. One of her changes is going to be very straightforward. It's just a 1-for-1. I know exactly what's coming out. I know exactly what's going in. There is no question. But then there's the other card I want to put in, so that starts the questioning. So, what does Kestia do? Kestia is banned. 1 blue, 1 green, 1 white, 1 colorless, 4/4 enchantment creature. I can bestow her, but I'm not going to. The deck doesn't work like that. Whenever an enchanted creature or enchantment creature control attacks, draw a card. That's the important thing. Enchantment creature. So what I want to do, first off, is take out Levitation. Hey, it's right there near the top. How convenient. Levitation will be going into the blue-green deck, the deck of Sea and Sky that I'm making. So that has a home. Hollowed Haunting goes in. One of the things, though, about this is by taking Levitation, I've got Thassa, God of the Sea, so it makes it less likely that she will become active. Much less likely. Hollowed Haunting. 2 white enchantment. As long as I have 7 or more enchantments, creatures I control have flying and vigilance. And I should have 7 more enchantments pretty goddamn quickly in this deck. It's got like, what, 40 enchantments? It's got a shitload. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a white spirit cleric creature token with power toughness equal to the number of spirits you control. So, if I have 7 or more enchantments, I would create this spirit cleric. If I put more spirits in the deck, I could have put this into Carador, but I don't think it would have helped. I don't think it would have helped save him. It was just time for him to retire. Suddenly, Hollowed Haunting. I keep wanting to mispronounce it. Hollowed Haunting comes into the deck. It, as long as I meet the condition, it immediately replaces Levitation because it gives my creatures flying, plus it gives them vigilance, plus it has this, whenever I cast enchantment, I get another creature. Sweet. The other thing I really want to put in is Reconnaissance. So Reconnaissance, 1 white, and then 0, remove target attacking creature control from combat and untap it. So, Kestia, whenever an enchantment creature I control attacks, draw a card. Not connects, not deals damage, just attacks. So if I have Reconnaissance out, I can attack with Abandon, I can attack with Cavalier Disregard for what's going to happen, because if something I don't want to happen with the blocking is going to occur, I can just pull my creatures out of combat and still draw cards. That sounds like a pretty good idea. The question is, of course, as always, what the hell do I take out? I don't want to take out any enchantment creatures, because it's kind of the theme of the deck. Bit of dust there. Don't want to take out any lands, because I'm running right at the edge of my lands as it is. Target creature control can be blocked this turn. Now, the main reason she was in here in the first place was to give my creatures unblockability to get them through. So I wouldn't have to worry about unfavorable attacks. But the reality of it is, now that if I put in Reconnaissance, I won't need that, I won't worry about that. And she's probably not going to go active anytime soon. So let's count the pips. So Kestia has 1. This has 1, but if I flip it, it goes to... I think it has no casting cost, so I flip it over. So that would go to 0. That would not provide any blue devotion at all. What else do I have that provides blue devotion? Hey, Leyline of Anticipation. So I have Leyline and Kestia and Thassa. I'm still 1 short. I'm probably going to take her out. I don't really have that many blue permanents in this deck, to be honest. Shark Typhoon. That's kind of later in the game. I would like to get Thassa online earlier. Void Slime is an instant, doesn't count. K2 blue. But looking at it, the few blue permanents I have are not going to really feed into my devotion for blue that quickly, that reliably. Omniscience will, but if I have Omniscience in play, I should be doing pretty goddamn good. And then, well, okay, Riptide, Treachery, Archetype of Imagination. So those should make Thassa active. But the other thing is, I have, let me see if I can find it. I've got Sterling Grove, which gives my creature Shroud. So I cannot give them unblockability with Thassa because they'll have Shroud. Meaning, a lot of times she's just going to be 3 mana for an enchantment that just lets me scry every turn. Not really what I need. Not incredibly useful. Still, I don't want to drop an enchantment creature because that is kind of the theme of the deck. That is the idea, is I have these enchantment creatures, but again, if I have Reconnaissance, then I can just attack with them, and if my opponents are going to kill them in a block, and I don't want that to happen, I just pull them back from battle. Where the hell is my Sterling Grove? Pretty sure I have it in this deck still. Void Slime, Collapse, Supreme Verdict, Mars Wake. Did I take it out? Why would I take it out? That doesn't make any damn sense. Where the hell is it? Oh, there. At the top, at the other end of the deck. Other enchantments you control gain, can't be target spells or abilities. And I believe I have Privileged Position. So if I have Privileged Position in play and Sterling Grove in play, they protect each other. Sterling Grove says Privileged Position cannot be targeted because it has Shroud. Privileged Position says Sterling Grove cannot be targeted because it has Hexproof. If I put it in. Did I not put it in? Maybe I didn't put it in. I should put it in. There it is. Privileged Position. Yep, okay. So let's do that. Let's take out Thassa. And Thassa Out of the Sea, she'll just go into the blue-green Sea and Sky deck when I build it. And we'll give Kestia some Reconnaissance. Recon. Now the last change is what I've been thinking about, and I still don't think it's the right change, but it's kind of the best idea I can come up with right now. So where is she? There she is. Muldratha. Muldratha the Gravetide. Muldratha, the bane of the table. When I play her. 3 and 1 black, 1 blue, 1 green. 6 for a 6/6. During each of your turns, you may play up to 1 permanent type of each type from your graveyard. Nice. So the thing is, I had this Wayward Swordtooth in there because I didn't have another exploration at the time. I didn't have loot. Loot hadn't even been printed yet when I built this deck. Nor had Dryad of the Listen Grove. So I was looking for a way, an exploration effect. And this guy was cheap, so I got him. But he doesn't, I don't like him. He doesn't really fit the deck because it takes, getting to 10 permanents will happen, but it doesn't happen very quickly. I should put this into Saskia if anything, because Saskia plays tokens. So what I'm thinking is take out Wayward Swordtooth for Oracle of Moldiah. So Oracle Moldiah, I can play additional land in each of my turns, which is what he does. play the top card of my library revealed, which gives information to my opponents, but so be it. And I can play lands at the top of my library, so I can clear lands off the top. That sounds like more of what I want to do. That sounds like a better thing from Muldrautha. Let's make sure that I didn't put an exploration in there in the meantime, because I very well could have and forgotten about it. When you've got 20 commander decks, you start to, and you don't play but once a week, you start to forget what's across the suites to some degree. Burgeoning, so I had that in there. I don't have Thawing Glaciers though, I don't believe. This is funny. Some of you lads are looking at it thinking, what the fuck is that? I've never seen that card before in my life. Well, yeah, it's pretty old, and it's never been reprinted, and it's probably not going to be. Not that it's, I don't think it's a reserve lives card, I really don't. I just think that they won't reprint it. 2 black-blue enchantment. Whenever anybody draws a card, they reveal it, they show it to everybody. If it's a creature card, either they pay 3 life or they throw it in the graveyard. So it starts whittling away at people's life pretty goddamn fast. And since I'm planning to play out of the graveyard, it doesn't really bother me. I'll toss my creature in the graveyard. What do I care? Fuck him. He'll come back. They always come back. And the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought he was a goner. So I still don't know if she's what I want in this deck to play additional lands. I don't know if I just want to run Loot. Because Loot, of course, he gets around Breathsealer's Crypt because I can spend 6, tap him, reveal the top 6 cards in the library, and if there's a creature there, and if its mana cost is less than the number of lands I can put into play. So maybe I ordered another Loot. I ordered a Loot from Transmutation. So a couple days I should pick that up. And I ordered an extra one because I know that I use him because he's a lot of fun. So maybe I will take her out for Loot. Because, you know, he costs 1 less. I can still play additional lands. I can't clear them from the top though, the way she can, but still. Or I'll just play the deck with her a few times, leave it as it is now, and see if she is what the deck wants. See if it suits Muldrautha down to the ground. Anyway, it feels better to have the Oracle Moldiah than the Sword Tooth. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like it belonged in the deck. And we'll see if she starts to feel good. Cuckoo Show, the Evening Star.